Sports Network, 91.7 WPRL and WPRL.org, on Facebook Live, WPRL, and on YouTube, Braves Sports Network. Charles Edmond with Braves head men's coach Jake Morton. Coach, how you doing, sir? Coach, here I can't hear you.
Hold on a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm doing well, Tallman. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can hear you just fine.
Okay, doing well. Thank you for asking.
Where's your headset?
Well, I mean, we got the volume fixed, so now I don't need the headset.
Okay.
It was issues about technical difficulties. I have my own technical difficulties. we get it straight. So this is better. I can hear you, and you can hear me. This is better. I couldn't hear you before.
Because it looked like you were playing Xbox with the headset you had on.
I'm giving to my son Joshua. There you go. There's a Christmas gift. Xbox headphones.
Well, appreciate it, Coach. Man, fantastic win the other night. A lot of our alums were in Memphis for the National Alumni Conference, the Midwinter Conference, as we call it. But they had the game pulled up in the hotel lobby. And there was a lot of folks in the lobby watching the game on SWAC television, and a terrific win, a come-from-behind win, just a great effort, especially in the second half. You outscored Jackson State 49-31 in the second half. I mean, with this Braves team, it just seems like, and I don't want to say it, but you just never know. I mean, if we go back to 24 hours before the game, Friday, not a great practice. You were animated, you paying attention to detail. You weren't happy. And I was saying, oh my goodness, I hope this doesn't translate into Saturday. And it did for a little bit. You got ejected. We'll talk about that. But your team responded with a big win, 18 points differential in the second half.
Yeah, the flow of the game was very similar to the first time we played them. The only difference was we didn't let them get out to a huge lead in the first half. Remember down there, we came into the locker room down 16 when we played Jackson the first time. And that was not the case this past Saturday. But we did a wonderful job. I mean, I got to take my hats off to my staff. They did a great job of plugging it, and to all the players. You say when I'm sitting around thinking these guys weren't listening. They were listening. They execute the game plan to a T. I mean, I was able to watch the game after the game, and a lot of things that we talked about that was crucial to getting ready for this game that we were struggling with on that Friday. We was watching practice. They did a great job of executing the game. So I'm really proud of those guys as well.
Well, let's talk about the other storyline: Jake Morton getting ejected.
Yeah,
and so you kind of explained it after. You explained it after the game. Of course, when you get ejected, it's two technicals. The second one, you are gone. So just talk a little bit about what ticked you off there. The first technical, and then obviously the second one, in which you were very animated. You took your sport jacket off, and then eventually you were tossed.
Well, the first one I think that first technical came from me really getting on the refs about a continuation call. And I don't know if the fans remember, but we played them down there under 2 minutes to go in the game. We were up one, and they gave them the same call. To me, it looks like a bad call. I mean, this is not the NBA. The continuation was a bad call down there. They got away with it. They got an and one. It put Jackson up two. This is when we played them the first time. So what really got me so animated about that, we watched our staff. We watched the game. We watched the second half of that game, trying to see some of the things that we did well, some of the things, how we were attacking them in the second half of the first game. And that call, in the last 2 minutes, I watched that call. I got so infuriated watching that call because it was a game changer. It changed the whole momentum of the game. And that same exact play took place in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game. I just basically ran out to us and said, I'm not letting you guys do this time. This is crazy. How do you do? I just kind of went at him and said, I don't know what I said. I can't remember what I said. But obviously, again, I didn't think a tech was warranted. I mean, I did say some things to him, but I didn't, cuss at him. I didn't, berate him. I just asked, look, it's not going to happen this today. And he didn't give me a warning, nothing. Just teed me up, and that was the first set.
Now, talk about the second. And talk
Well,
about the second tech in which you took your sport jacket off and all that other stuff. What caused that? What really got you going with that one?
Well, the thing that really bothered me about that particular play, I mean, I had a brief conversation with at least two of the referees before the game started. I said, guys, please pay attention to number 24. He likes to kick his leg out. Do not fall for that. Do not fall for the leg kick out. We talked about it. Our guys talked about it. We're going to be vertical. We know what to do. We're going to stay vertical. And the first time he made that play, the first time he made that move, we were. I mean, it was Davion. He was vertical. Never moved. Put his hand straight up. Went straight up, and he kicked his leg out. And they called foul on us. And that was the second one. And it happened. Obviously the continuation call happened about 3 or 4 minutes earlier. And I just, obviously I got a little out of whack on that one. Now, the one thing I didn't know, I did not know this. I did not know throwing your jacket at your chair. I mean, I got upset. I threw my jacket. I wasn't even talking to the refs. I mean, I was looking at the bench. I was upset. I threw my jacket at the chair, not even knowing he touched me, gave me a tee. Because I wasn't even having any conversation with the referee. Yeah, I was very animated, but I was looking at the bench and the chair. I wasn't even looking at him.
Yeah. And the thing about it, I think another maybe 10 seconds the other way, you might have been able to stay. This is just my guess, coach. Being a homer here, you might have been able to stay in the game because your assistants did everything they could to avoid the referee teeing you up. Like he was pushing you away, and just maybe another 5 seconds, maybe one less word or one less syllable, you might have been able to stay in the game because as demonstrative as you were, the officials kind of delayed and give you that, because I know the officials don't want to throw coaches out of the game, a big rivalry game. They don't want that, but just one
I
of
think
those things where
I think the coaching staff did a great job of trying. But I think that added to it because I mean I was really I was under control. I wasn't going to say anything crazy to get myself thrown out. But obviously, when the coaches come in and he's saying now you got the guy in the middle, now the ref looks like you're really attacking him. And I did take my jacket off, which is a big no-no, which I learned after the fact. Big no-no to do that, to throw your jacket. And even at the bench, it wasn't at him, obviously. Even throw the jacket at the bench was a big no-no. And like I said, I apologize to our fan base. I apologize to my team, to the staff, to everybody, to the administration. That was not becoming of me. I mean, Tom, you've watched me coach for 25 games. I'm very mild-mannered. I'm not crazy on the sideline. And a lot of times, you just lose it. I lost it.
Well,
Unfortunately.
this was a rivalry. This was a rivalry game, coach. So I think everybody in Braves Nation understands it's a rivalry game. Big crowd, biggest crowd of the year, a lot at stake. So I think people in the purple and gold understand when it comes to Alcorn Jackson. I was talking with a guy today. They said, "Look, I like it. I like the fire and brimstone." So we get it. So let's move on beyond that. Coach Braswell taking over.
Before we get that, so this is really important to know. And the biggest reason why I think I lost my cool, because I figured it was a time, this was the time for me to draw the line in the sand with the referees. And obviously it's a battle you're not going to win. I didn't win the battle, but you have to draw the line in the sand. And I'm going back looking at tape. I told you I watched all our games over and over and over again. There's been games, tall man, where there's been 30 seconds to go in a game, and referees have put our opposing team on the line 6 times in a tight game, a 1-point game. They're taking 6 foul shots in the last 30 seconds of the game. So it was just too much of that building up in my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to draw the line. I mean, I just can't keep allowing this to go on for my guys. I'm fighting for my guys. I'm fighting for our program. I'm fighting for our brand. I mean, it was just too much. It was just too much. And that kick, it just set me off. I'm like, guys, you got to watch tape. You should know. You shouldn't call that. You should know what he does. You should know that. And I got very emotional behind it, as I did. But it was just passion. It was love for the purple and gold. It was love for the brand. It was love for what we do and how much work we put into this. And I was just fighting for my guys. I just didn't want my guys to get screwed. We've gotten screwed enough this year. I just didn't want my guys to get screwed, period.
Well, that was a point in the game, Coach. It was about 11 minutes left, 12 minutes left in the first half. We were down 10 at that point. And so talk about Coach Braswell taking over, and we interviewed him after the game, and just the fact that he didn't change anything. The game plan's the game plan. We're able to manage being down 10, tie the game in the first half. When you're ejected like that, do you have opportunity to talk to your team in the locker room after, because you're obviously off the floor, you're in the hallway, you're in the locker room, you're in your office. Where are you?
I was in the locker room, so when they came back in, we talked. And I think hats off to Braz and the rest of the staff. Those guys, it's a collective effort. I mean, Braz gets the attention because he was the one that stood up, but all those guys, they knew the game plan. I mean, you sat there on Friday, we put the game plan in, and I think the staff and the players executed to a T. I mean, we changed our defenses, what we talked about. We got them to play against a short clock, which we talked about. It really confused me. Everything we talked about in terms of our preparation, our game plan, the players and the staff was able to continually to execute it. And that's the key. Execution in this time of the year is crucial. I mean, you watch all this tape and you put together a game plan, but at the end of the day, the players have to execute the game plan. These guys did a phenomenal job of doing that.
Well, Deshaun Ruffin clearly is the straw that stirs their drink. He was coming into Saturday's game, averaging 29 a game in conference. In conference games, one shade away from 30, and he had 32 in that first meeting. You started Bryson Calamese. Talk about that decision to start him. We know what he did with Ruffin defensively, kind of ruffling, excuse my pun, the feathers a little bit. And for those who might not remember that first game, there was a dual possession. Both players had their hands on the ball. Nobody wanted to let the ball go. I mean, so
Yeah.
Ruffin was fiery. Calamese was fiery. I'll never forget that because nobody wanted to let that ball go. But I think it showed that Calamese stood tall to tall with one of the best scorers in this league. But talk about the decision to start him in place of Travis Roberts.
Well, Calamese, I think we refer to him as Champ. That's his affection name. We call him Champ around here, around the facility in the complex. So I'm going to refer to him as Champ. Champ did a phenomenal job on him. We knew he was up for the challenge. He did a good job on him up there. This is why we decided to do that. But more importantly, guys, I mean, that the game plan was not to stop him. It wasn't. I mean, I think we talked about this either before the game or maybe after the game. The game plan was not, obviously want to slow him down, but it wasn't to stop him. Our game plan was to stop his supporting cast. And that's why I think we won the game. His supporting cast, we cut their one off. I mean, just being honest with you. I mean, not to say it in a braggadocious way, but we actually we got great production defensively to slow down and stop guys that were averaging 14 points a game, 2 points. Another guys averaging 12 points a game, 3 points. That was the key. That's what we focused on. That's why we changed a couple of things on our defensive slides, our defensive position. We changed it. It had nothing to do with guarding him. I mean, we knew, and we actually conceded to the fact that he could potentially get 30 plus points or 30 points, but we can't let the other guys get going. We got to keep his supporting cast shut down. There's a stat, I think we talked about this as well before the game. Anytime they score or they shoot or they make, not shoot, anytime they make over 8 threes in conference play, they win. They made 10 against us in the first half. They had a 16-point lead. So we understood the importance of the three-point line. So we wanted to shut down the three-point line. And he's really, really clever because he gets so much attention of spraying that ball around and getting his supporting cast involved and getting those guys shots. They scored 4 threes. So it stuck. Our game plan stuck to the T. They made 4 threes. We knew the games they made 8 or less, they struggled offensively. They made 4, and we had a really good offensive output against them. They didn't score the ball as well as they normally do. But like I said, the guys stuck to the game plan. The game plan was implemented on Tuesday. All right, no, not Tuesday. We off on Wednesday. We're off on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we put the game plan in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in preparation for these guys, and these guys just stuck to it. You happen to come to our Friday practice where I was getting a little uptight because I understood the importance of positioning and guys were in the right position because it was something new. It was something we haven't really practiced a whole lot, but we changed, like I said, we changed our defensive positioning for this game. So I knew it's going to be challenging. We only had 3 days to do it. And like I said, at the end of the day, I watched the tape. I was so proud of those guys because even though they gave me a hard time on Friday, showing me that they had the right foot angles and their positioning was correct. Their positioning was correct on Saturday. So when we put it on during the week, it paid off on Saturday.
Well, to your point, you talked about Ruff, and he finished with 21 points. Was an early foul trouble too, Coach. So you were already gone, but how big was it with what 7 minutes left in the first half? He picked up his third foul and sat out probably 6 of the last 7 minutes of the first half. How big was that?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Tall man. That's to the game plan. To the game plan. We actually attacked. I don't know if you paid attention to it, but we were in a lot of action. Whoever he was guarding to go at him to make him guard. So I'm not surprised that he had 3 fouls. I mean, before I got ejected, he had close to two. He had two. I mean, I was running stuff to go. I told coach, keep going at him, make him guard, and we got him in foul trouble, and that made him less aggressive, which is what we needed. All these things is things that we needed, but that was part of the game plan as well. That was a big piece to what we had to do to attack them offensively, to really put him and don't let him hide defensively. They like to hide him. We made him guard, and we try to isolate him. We made him guard, and he fouled.
Yeah. Well, he was definitely in foul trouble, and he finished with 21, 34 all in the first half. And then in the second half, Coach, I mean, the last 13 minutes, we just took off. I mean, what did you see on tape? How did we get going in the second half?
Well, I mean, it's through our defense. We're getting stops. I mean, Tyson was a man. Tyson was a man down there. I mean, 25 and 14, he was just a man shot. We worked through them. They had no answer, and that really got us catapulted that we could run offense. We were starting offense from inside out that opened things up for driving lanes and shots and all time. Once you can establish yourself on your low post positioning and get points around the basket, it just opens your offense up. So it was a perfect storm in terms of what we was able to do offensively, how we were able to attack them. It was just a perfect storm for us because we got what we like I said. When you sit back as a coach and you watch the tape and you say we're going to do A, B, C, and D, and you sit back and watch it, and your guys do it. It was just beautiful. To me, it was beautiful. I'm sure people out there find beauty in other ways, but that was beautiful to me.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's no better feeling to see the game plan that you all work so hard to implement work to perfection exactly the way you want it. I'm sure there's no better feeling in a coach. You all put in so much hard work for every game, but to see it actually come to fruition exactly the way you wanted it on both sides, offense, defense, I'm sure that's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah. And like I said, the guys, I was so happy for them, and it was a great moment. I mean, obviously it's a rivalry game, and my hats off to Mo and his staff. They do a great. I told you this before. They do a great job. I mean, Ruffin, in my opinion, is the best player in this league. He's a tough son of a gun to manage and contain, and we were just very, very fortunate that we were able to do a pretty good job on him. But there was a lot of things that we did to try to put him in that position. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. We were the lucky dogs on Saturday. They worked.
Well, you talked about the other supporting cast. Jamie Mitchell at 13. Thomas had 14. Ravion Thomas was scoreless. You talk about Ruffin, and even McMillan just 2 points. So to your point, yeah, Ruffin's going to get his, but then you got to downplay the others, and obviously we did a good job with that.
McMillan and Thomas is 14 and 11 or 12. I think it's 11 or 12. Millen's 14, Thomas is 11 and 12. That's 26 points between the two of them. That's, you said 2 and how much? 2 and 0. So 26 of their points they get on average. They only got 2 that night, and that just speaks to the point of taking away the supporting cast. The guy, like when I tell you, Tall man, we stuck to the game plan, and we got, like I said, we had to make some changes. And one of the things I'm very fearful of with our club, because we're down numbers, is to change a lot of things in such a short period of time. To change, your defenses, change the offense, put new tweaks and it's hard because we have a lot of stuff in as it is, but we're down numbers. But this is one time where we made some changes, some pretty significant changes with how we do things, and it's really hard instinctively. We're saying we're gonna shrink in the gap, and now we're staying home on shooters. That's hard to do because these guys are so instinctive to when the ball moves to move in that direction. But now we tell them don't move, stay at home. So there's a lot of those things that it took about 3 days, and even up until that Friday where we were running through some things and they still weren't doing it correctly. And that's when you saw me like come on, guys, what are we doing? We got to get this right. Play 4 hours. I mean, really, that's just where we was at because I just felt if we were able to do that and execute it, we'd give ourselves a chance.
Yeah. Well, I can say this, ladies and gentlemen, with my own 4 eyes, and I probably need a couple of more because I really can't see very well. That was about as animated of a practice just not just getting it the day before game that we've seen all year long. I mean, you had to stop it several times and just the little attention to detail. And I was worried about because of that, because usually on Fridays you're usually wrapping things up, just taking a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and just getting ready for Saturday and shoot around. But when you're not ready 24, when it appeared as if you're not ready 24 hours before a big rivalry game, everybody's talking about it, you're like, does that carry over into Saturday? And I was kind of concerned about it. I know you were concerned about it on Friday, but the team did respond, Coach, and that's the most important thing.
I was even concerned about in the first 30 seconds of the game, because the first 30 seconds of the game, everything we put in for the first 3 days, we didn't do it. I mean, the first play of the game, McMillan gets a standalone jumper where Shane Lancaster wasn't connected to him, something we talked about and we drilled for 3 straight days. So even up to that first play, but when the game settled in and they settled down, I think we got our rhythm together and we played really good basketball.
Tyson McDaniels, Coach, 25 and 14, a monster game. He probably leads the league in dunks if there was people were counting at home. Is it safe to say that with this team now, or maybe all year, as Tyson has really played well all year, is this an inside-out team? Does it start with Tyson, or does it start out on the perimeter?
Well, I wanted to start with Tyson because I want to play inside out. But sometimes, we get the feeling that we want a better 3-point shooting teams in the league. So, we like to shoot threes, and we do shoot threes. But I will, in a perfect world, I wanted to start inside out, and I wanted to start with Tyson, him establish himself, and we built from there. We built out from there. But he was a man. He was a man. I mean, I had a one. No one knows this. I mean, the team doesn't know this. I mean, I pulled Tyson into my office on Thursday and really challenged him. It was Thursday, and really challenged him about rebounding, not about scoring, about rebounding. There's been games, the last 4 or 5 games, where he's leaving the game with 3 and 4 rebounds. Like, come on, man, this is not good enough. This is just not good enough. And really challenged him to rebound the basketball. I mean, we talked about our struggles on the rebounding end. We played how many games? 15 conference games? 14? What's our record? 6 and 8? 14? So we've been out rebounded 11. 14. We've been out rebounded 11 of 14 games. And one of the teams we've out rebounded has been Jackson up there and down here, and Prairie View's the other one. But with that being said, knowing Jackson was coming in, I pulled Tyson in 1-on-1 and really challenged him. I really was a 1-on-1. Like I said, I don't even know if the staff knew. I didn't talk to him about it. I didn't talk to our players about it. It was one of these things where we were leaving the practice floor. I said, Tyson, I need to talk to you 5 minutes in my office. And he came up, and I really, really challenged him about rebounding the basketball on a really high level. And he responded like no other. I mean, no one said anything about scoring, but I know as being a player, I played a long time ago, but being a player, when your motor's running and you're rebounding, it's going to affect everything. And Lord behold, he goes for 25 points as well. Not surprising to me, because the motor was running, he was rebounding the ball, he was getting the ball, he was scoring the ball, and that's how the game has to be played. For him, if he plays that way, he's going to really give us another boost going forward into the conference tournament.
Well, and you talk about inside out. So inside, Tyson gave you that, but then outside, Lancaster got going, Morris got going, Nick Woodard got going. I mean, we know what Shane Lancaster can do. We know what Davion Williams can do. We know what Jamil Morris can do. We've seen Travis Roberts knock down a few shots here lately. But Nick Woodard, I've been kind of worried about him, Coach. He had 9 points, 9 and 6, but the shots, he's getting good looks. We talked about Travis Roberts' shots not falling, but they have here lately. Now I'm kind of concerned about Nick Woodard and trying to get his, because he's getting the looks. What would you say to that to try to get him jump started? Well, we seem to have lost Coach Morton right there. We'll take a timeout right here. We'll be right back after this timeout as head coach Jake Morton on the Jake Morton Show continues on the Brave Sports Network.
The 2026 Pepsi SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament, presented by Buick, return to the city of Atlanta on Monday, March 9th through Saturday, March 14th, as all 12 teams on both sides look to bring home championship titles. This year's tournament is scheduled to be held at the Gateway Center Arena, with all men's and women's tournament games set to be broadcast live on ESPN Digital Networks. For more information, visit SWAC.org.
We always believe in the power of curiosity. Our students don't just study, they reimagine possibilities. Every moment is an invitation to explore, to challenge, to transform how the world understands knowledge. Within our College of Arts and Sciences, discovery meets transformation. Your breakthrough starts here. Always mentoring, always connected, always Alcorn.
Brighter futures begin here with students and faculty that bring campus projects to life with help from the Home Depot Retool Your School grants. With these grants, schools in need have built innovative learning lounges, revitalized rec areas, and created peaceful wellness spaces, providing students with areas to learn, relax, and thrive. Through their dedication to uplifting their campuses, these schools are growing stronger, one grant at a time, one project at a time, one community at a time. Learn more at retoolyourschool.com. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Agriculture isn't just what we do, it's who we've always been. At Alcorn State University's College of Agriculture and Applied Sciences, we've always understood that feeding the world takes more than knowledge. It takes heart. Our rigorous programs blend time-honored wisdom with cutting-edge science. Here, you'll join generations of innovators who've always pushed boundaries while keeping their roots firmly planted in tradition. Always growing, always innovating, always Alcorn.
All right, welcome back to the Jake Morton program. He'll be coming back in just a moment. Let's give you the standings on the men's side. Of course, the Braves coming into this game 6-8 with 4 to play. Texas Southern, Prairie View, as you see the standings, the Braves 6-8 right now. Alcorn is the 8th seed. The bottom 4 seeds, 9 through 12, are in sort of a play-in situation. So that would be, if the tournament started today, Prairie View, Alabama State, Grambling, and Mississippi Valley. The Braves right now are 6-8. They are the 8th seed, and they are a game and a half behind Texas Southern. And of course, we know what happened when we played Texas Southern the first go round. So we have an opportunity, even with Florida A&M as well. We have an opportunity to move up in the standings there as the Braves come in as 6-8. And as we have Coach Morton back, Coach, we were talking about Nick Woodard.
Yes, sir.
One another, we talked about Travis Roberts. Looks like he's kind of getting going a little bit. But now Nick Woodard, some of the shots not falling for him. He's getting the looks. Do you like the fact he's getting the looks, or is it a little bit more of him not knocking it down? Where are you with him? Because it looks like he's getting the shots that he wants in the spots that he wants.
Getting the shots where he wants. He just has to step up there and shoot with confidence. He was 4 for 13 against Jackson, but I'm gonna live with the shots he's taking. He's taking good shots. He's getting good shots. He just has to make them. I mean, these guys put a lot of time in working on their shot and developing their shot. So he just has to step up there and shoot with confidence. My whole thing back to all these guys. I mean, Travis, Nick, I don't have a big name. Excuse me. Why put the time in on your own and you do all the shooting on your own and putting this time in if you're not going to step up and make it when they count? So I just try to instill that confidence back into him. But he's taking good shots. He just has to make them.
Maury Hamilton, getting him on the block. I mean, he can score on all 3 levels, Coach, when he's on.
Yeah, Maury's been amazing for us this whole year. I mean, especially in our wins. I mean, the vast majority of our wins, he's been a double-figure scorer for us. Maury, when he's playing hard, he's playing with a motor. When he's playing aggressive on both ends of the floor, he gives us an unbelievable punch, like a major punch. He's having a really good second half to this conference season.
Well, Coach, as we put the finishing touches on Jackson State, and who knows, we might see him again. You just never know in the tournament the way this thing is going. Just coming off, we've had some tough losses on Monday nights. We lost to Grambling on a Monday night. We lost to Florida A&M, and then you're playing your number one rival. Just how did you feel coming out of that Jackson State game?
Let me ask you a question before Jackson State. Told me you there? I lost it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I can't. You see me? I lost. It's a Google.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can hear me. Okay, there we go. So do you think we're going to play again on Monday night this year? I hope not. I'm going to tell you why.
No,
right? No, so that's good. So I'm going to say it because we're not going to play again on Monday night. I'm going to tell you
no more Monday night.
I'm going to tell you what. We practice, so obviously our schedule has changed. we finished up, Jackson. We took Sunday off, and we had a great day with the kids. We took the team to the museum up in Jackson, the Civil Rights, and the Museum of Mississippi. It was awesome. A lot of learning stuff for those guys. They really enjoyed that. And then we came back and practiced Monday. And all I can tell you is I'm glad we didn't play on Monday. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I mean, we didn't have the energy. I mean, we just I said it to them. I said, guys, we normally play tonight. This is normally a day that we would play. We played Mondays for the last 4 or 5 or 6 weeks. And I said, well, I'm just thankful we don't play tonight. We're not playing tonight.
You are correct on that. We don't have Monday night games the rest of the way.
We had a better day today. It was much better today. And I don't know. I don't know what this Monday. I don't know what it is about Monday nights. How about Monday nights or Monday practices? Gee whiz, it was a 2:30 practice. God dang! I mean, it's just something about Monday. These guys just sleepwalk. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, you got Thursday, Saturday, and then Tuesday, Thursday. So, but the thing about it, Monday, the SWAC tournament starts on that Monday. So, but
hopefully we got to work really hard not to get that Monday game.
Yeah. Right now we would avoid it, Coach, because we're the 8th seed at this point. So if we continue to move up, look, we have an opportunity, Coach, here to move up in the standings, maybe a top 6, depending on what happens. AMU, Texas Southern, who we lost to by 1. Prairie View's right there below us. We beat them in the final second. So an opportunity to move up in the standings. So, Coach, let's talk about this. The schedule changes now. You play Thursday, Saturday. And the next week you play Tuesday, Thursday. How does that change things in terms of, or if it changes anything in terms of your mindset, your regiment, your schedule, your routine, all of that?
It changes everything, Tallman. This is the dog days of our schedule now. We got 4 games in 7 days. We start this Thursday and we finish up next Thursday. So we literally play 4 games in 7 days. So we have to be very conscientious of what we're doing, workload, and the kind of stuff that we're doing. And today, Monday was a heavy work day for us in terms of, getting up and down, running, so on and so forth. We tapered it back a little bit today. We have practice up there in Houston. We get up there tomorrow. Get ready to play on Thursday. So we just got to be very conscientious of our workload, the days we're not playing, because we got 4 games in 7 days. This has been one of the most brutal conference schedules I've ever seen. And I've been doing this a long time. And think about it. We started our first 3 games on the road, all right, against teams that were all picked to finish in the top 4 of our league, on the road. Alabama State was the returning champs, picked in the top 4. Alabama A&M, top 4. Jackson was picked number 2. So we started our season on the road with 3 of the better teams in the league. And then we finished our season with 4 out of 7 games to finish it. But the good thing about it, we got 2 home, 2 on the road. So we just got to find a way to manage that. And I don't talk about with the team. I don't talk about the guys, but as a coach, you're looking at that like, whoa, this is a little different. It's a little different.
Yeah.
But we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
Well, here's an interesting point. Everybody knows we're down to 9 players. You're not using it as an excuse. The phrase, and you're hearing this in the NBA, load management. Mm-hmm. How cognizant are you of load management with this team, considering the bodies that you have?
Well, I'm very cognizant, but you're dealing with younger guys too, and you're dealing with younger minds and guys learning to concentrate. I think the big thing for us is our ability to concentrate regardless if we're going hard, if we're not going hard, if we're going fast, if we're not going fast. So the concentration component is really big for me and our staff in terms of going forward. So it's not so much how hard we go, it's our ability or inability to focus and concentrate. So I paid extreme amount of attention to how this team concentrates in terms of how hard we go, how slow we go, how fast we go. I really pay attention to that because I know the concentration component is what's going to get us over the edge, regardless of what kind of practice we have, fast, slow, long, or short. So I just really put a lot of attention to that detail because I know when it comes to the game, that concentration component is what's going to get us over the top. And that is the same thing.
Yeah, and we're really going to have to be attention to detail against Texas Southern as we play them on Thursday. Texas Southern lost to Valley, and it just shows you how crazy.
It's crazy, but But something happened to one of their key players. I don't know if he's going to play against us. The kid Hempstead. I mean, he only played. I didn't. But we watched. Actually, I'm going to watch that tonight. Coach Braswell was supposed to punch that up. We're going to watch that tonight. But one of their key players only played 7 minutes. He started the game. He played the first 7 minutes. Scored, I think it was 4 points. And Troy Hempstead, the Hempstead kid, the big kid, and he didn't play the rest of the game.
All right, so when you look at that first meeting, I mean, we all know what happened in that first meeting. Speaking of referees and officials and calls or no calls, we know what happened in that first meeting.
Yeah.
So what is it that we have to improve upon, Hempstead there or not? What are some of the things we have to do to get the victory there at TSU?
We gave up 16 points in transition, and we gave up 12 points in second chance points. We got grossly out rebounded. We gave up 12 points in second chance point. That was 1/3 of their offense. Transition and offense rebound. So these are two major points of emphasis and focus over the last day or two to really control and manage them in transition as well as boxing out and getting rebounds, not allowing them that many second chance points. So that was a big concern. And obviously it came down to the last play where it was a box out play. So how fitting for us, right? Which I didn't think was the right call, but it was still a play that was dealing with a box out. So we have to do a better job of managing the game in terms of them, manage them in transition, doing a good job management transition, and doing a much better job and doing a good job in boxing out and not giving them second chance points.
So you look at Texas Southern right now. TSU's 8-7 with 3 to play. They've got Alcorn, Jackson State, and Prairie View, and there's something for Texas Southern to play for. You know, the top 2 seeds get first round buys in the tournament, and Texas Southern right now is only a game and a half back. So there's still some work for them to try to catch that 2 seed. Obviously, Bethune controls the regular season.
There's a lot of meat on all these bones in all these games. There's a lot of meat to be. Everyone's playing for something. This is the time of year where you have to be surging upwards because everyone's playing for something. I mean, Texas Southern's playing for upper seed. Prairie View is playing for not to be in the bottom 4 to play that first game. Pine Bluff is playing for a number 2 seed. You know, I mean, obviously Valley's playing for not to be. So everybody's playing for something. So we got to understand the mindsets of all our opponents. Like this is not games where we're going to catch these people sleeping. I mean, everybody's going to be ready to play. Everybody's going to be on their A game, and we have to be the same. We got to be ready to play and be on our A game, and just bring that to the fight come Thursday night.
What can you say quickly, Coach, about Prairie View, a team with they have one of the top scorers in Joseph, a team that can score, but we had pretty much had a pretty good deal with them as we won 50 as we beat Prairie View that first go round. What can you say about the Panthers?
High octane offense. They got 3 or 4 really good scorers. They got great guard play. They play in transition as well. I haven't really got that deep into it yet because my focus has been on Texas Southern, but I do remember, I mean, I know what they have. I've watched them several times, just watched them casually. Obviously, we played them, studying them, preparing for the game, and studying them then. But I haven't really my focus right now is on Texas Southern. You remember my quote by the great Mario Cristobal, the head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, 1-0. I mean, we got 4 to go. We got to go 1-0, one at a time. 1-0. That's my mindset. So, I mean, but Prairie View is definitely a high octane offensive team, and they play much better at home. They do on the road, and we had a really tight game with them at our place. So, it's gonna be another great SWAC contest when we get to that. But we're gonna stay focused on what we have to do with Texas Southern because that's a great team within their own right. Great coach and Johnny Jones. He's a fixture in the SWAC. Been around for a long time, a lot of years. So we got to almost that played into our detriment. The game down here because I think Johnny scared those refs. I mean, the game was over. I mean, I don't know what he told those guys. I mean, that seniority paid off in his favor in that game. He said something that kind of spooked them. God dang! I mean, they came and got my block. I mean, but yeah. So we got 2 tough challenges ahead, heading down to Houston tomorrow. So we just got to keep these guys, focused, keep them laser focused on the challenge at hand. And right now, the challenge at hand is Texas Southern.
Well, this is one of 4 games in the conference, and as you said, Coach, you're exactly right. Every team's got something to play for. Bethune-Cookman's trying to, complete the regular season. They've got 3 on the road, 3 on the road to end the regular season. Southern Grambling, and they play at FAMU, so it's not a done deal. They're going to win the regular season, but they're on the road. So you've got FAMU, Southern, our game, Jackson, Prairie View, Bethune-Cookman at Grambling. That's going to be interesting. So just 4 games in the conference on Thursday. We'll be following it all. And we'll talk about it next week on the Jake Morton Show. We're going to adjust our schedule the next couple of weeks because we're going to be playing this time next week. We'll be in action at home. We play next Tuesday and next Thursday. So we'll try to squeeze in a Morton and a Kilbert show next week as we get ready for the SWAC tournament. We'll have a SWAC tournament edition of the Morton and Kilbert show coming up in a couple of weeks. Coach Morton, we appreciate it, man. We'll be talking to you on Thursday.
Tom, you have a great day. Enjoy some of this Mississippi. Today was an unbelievable day. Beautiful day. Weather and sun was out. I got a chance to walk out the facility and I literally just sat out for 5 minutes, just sucked up some of the sun. It was awesome. Great day today. Great, beautiful day.
It's a little on the chilly side. I'm not a fan of cold weather, but hey, it is what it is. It's not what it's not. But it'll be 80 degrees in Houston when we get down there.
Tom, I'm from the Northeast. This is summertime for me, buddy. So the sun was out. There was no. All my family up in D.C., up in the New York area, those places, they got snow on the ground, man. They all complain, it sucks, it's snowing, and they had a nor'easter that came through New York, and it filtered down into that metropolitan D.C. area and all through the Virginia and the Carolinas. So hey, we guys, we doing okay down here. There's no snow on the ground. No snow on the ground.
I'm not complaining, but I am complaining because I just don't like cold weather.
I got you.
Coach, we appreciate it, man. Have a safe trip down to Houston. We'll be talking to you.
You do the same, Tom. Have a good one. Bye.
That's Braves head basketball coach Jake Morton joining us here on the Jake Morton program. That'll do it. Our producer, Jamario Brooks, Secretary Tillman, good job there. Braves and Texas Southern, 5 o'clock on Thursday with the women's game. Men's games to follow. We play Thursday, we play Saturday, the next week at home, Tuesday, Thursday. They're all double headers the rest of the season. So a long night of SWAC basketball in the next 9 days. We'll be talking to you next week on the Morton and Kilbert shows here on the Braves Sports Network. Have a good one. We'll talk to you from TSU on Thursday. So long.
Yeah.